Hey everyone! Welcome back to An Ordinary Space. Have you ever noticed that some people don't make a ton of money, but they don't seem stressed about their finances either? That's usually because they avoid the financial mistakes that 80% of people end up making. We've gathered data and found 6 common money mistakes, plus some practical tips you can start using in your life today. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1, living without an emergency fund. Did you know nearly 4 in 10 Americans can't cover a $400 emergency expense? According to a Federal Reserve report, this problem has only worsened, with more people struggling to make ends meet today. Why is this so tough? Many believe emergencies won't happen or think they'll manage when they do. It feels distant until reality hits. How to change the mistake? Building wealth starts with creating an emergency fund. It's your financial cushion. When unexpected expenses hit, like car repairs or medical bills, you won't need to rely on high-interest credit cards or loans that add to your debt. An emergency fund lets you handle surprises calmly, protecting your financial stability. With that peace of mind, you can stay focused on long-term goals like saving or investing, rather than constantly recovering from financial setbacks. Practical tip: begin by setting aside a small amount, even $10 a week, into a separate account. Automate this transfer if possible. Mistake number 2, over-reliance on credit cards for non-essentials. Do you prefer paying with cash or a credit card? Are you aware of how much you're spending? Data from Experian in 2023 showed that the average American has $5,525 in credit card debt, with much of it coming from unnecessary purchases rather than essentials. Why is this a problem? Credit cards give a false sense of having money. It's easy to swipe now and worry about paying later. How to change the mistake? Recognizing credit as debt rather than extra income changes your whole approach. Instead of letting high-interest payments eat away at your paycheck, you'll keep more of your earnings. Once you get out of the habit of using credit for impulse purchases, you'll find it easier to save or invest your money. That shift helps you avoid the financial holes that keep most people from getting ahead and lets you build real wealth. Practical tip: try a cash-only month where you set a budget for non-essentials and use cash or a debit card. This limits overspending and creates awareness of your financial habits. Mistake number 3, not tracking monthly expenses. Are you aware of your monthly spending? A 2021 CNBC report found that almost 61% of Americans have no idea how much they spend each month. This lack of awareness often leads to overdrafts or debt buildup. Why is it hard to keep track? Many find budgeting tedious or think they can estimate their monthly expenses. How to change the mistake? Tracking where your money goes each month puts you in the driver's seat of your finances. Most people don't realize just how much small expenses add up. When you see everything laid out, it's easier to cut back on unnecessary spending and redirect that money toward things that really matter. Even small savings from tracking expenses can add up over time, giving you extra funds for saving, investing, or paying off debt, all of which help build wealth. Practical tip: use a simple app like Mint or a spreadsheet to log expenses weekly. Start by tracking only 3 categories: food, utilities, and transportation, to keep it manageable. Mistake number 4, believing money will solve all problems. Does having money really ease anxiety, or is it more complicated? Research from Princeton University in 2010 found that happiness doesn't significantly increase beyond an annual income of $75,000. So, even as our earnings go up, unresolved worries can still drive us to spend more, a behavior often referred to as lifestyle inflation. Why is this so hard to avoid? Many people think a higher income will erase their stress. However, without good financial habits, more money can quickly lead to more expenses and, ultimately, more financial pressure. How to change the mistake. Money alone doesn't bring happiness, but learning to manage it well brings a sense of security and control. When you realize that wealth isn't just about having more cash, but about managing what you already have, you free yourself from the cycle of endless spending. Instead, you start building habits that can actually create lasting wealth, like saving, budgeting, and investing. These habits provide long-term security that a higher income alone often can't. Practical tip: identify non-financial sources of fulfillment in life. Track daily or weekly gratitude, which can build appreciation and resilience in your current situation. Mistake number 5: neglecting health as a financial priority. We often trade our health for money when we're young, only to spend that money trying to regain health as we age. How do you plan for life in retirement? According to a 2023 Fidelity report, an average couple retiring today may need about $315,000 just for healthcare expenses. Why is it so hard to plan for this? Health expenses feel less immediate and are often ignored when younger. However, neglecting health can mean higher costs and fewer financial options later. How to change the mistake: investing in your health is also investing in your wealth. Poor health often leads to high medical expenses, time away from work, and added stress that can keep you from focusing on financial goals. By prioritizing wellness now, you're reducing future costs and the risk of financial strain later on. Healthy habits pay off both physically and financially, letting you put more of your hard-earned money into building a secure future rather than treating preventable issues. Practical tip: schedule annual health checkups and put aside a small health budget for fitness, mental wellness, or nutritious food. Start small but commit. Mistake number 6: comparing financial progress with others. Over 100 years ago, the New York Globe told the story of a social climbing family who used spending to keep up appearances. This same trend still happens today. In fact, a 2019 study from the University of Warwick showed that people feel less happy when they're constantly comparing their lives, especially finances, with others. Why is this so tough to avoid? Social media makes it super easy to see others' successes, trips, and big purchases, which often just leaves us feeling like we don't measure up. How to change the mistake? When you stop comparing yourself to others financially, you can focus on your personal progress and make decisions that fit your goals. Comparison often pushes people into impulse spending, just to keep up, which stalls real progress. But when you focus on your own financial path, you're more likely to save and invest consistently. That kind of discipline compounds over time, growing your wealth without the pressure to match others. Practical tip: set personal financial goals and celebrate small milestones. Reducing social media exposure can also lessen the temptation to compare. Thanks for watching. Remember, financial freedom often starts with avoiding common mistakes and staying realistic about what money can and can't do. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to keep learning more tips to improve your financial life. Let's build our paths to financial independence, step by step, in an ordinary space. See you next time.